Greetings, I'm Epictetus, and this is Epic Tech. And, well, we're getting there, slowly but surely. There's a lot of material missing down here, and we're making some really good headway. Plus, we're getting some really interesting shapes, which I thought was kind of cool, and I wanted to show you. Look at these spikes down here. It kind of picks a column and then runs through and removes all the pieces from a column. And so you get these really cool shapes. Also, the reason that it wasn't working last week, it was pure coincidence that this hammer that used to be right here, it was no longer pointing at anything. Thank you very much for that comment right there. I hadn't even thought about the fact that those kind of have to be moved every once in a while. I just assumed it had something to do with this Igor right here because that hammer had been working and then it wasn't. Anyway, all good now. So I put in a couple of other hammers down here. I kept one facing this direction and one facing this direction. And this one here is no longer finding any ore. So we can get rid of this. There we go. And we can put it somewhere else. I was thinking about doing some kind of rotor mechanism too. I'm not even sure if that would work. Oh, that could be fun. Let's do that really quick. Here, and we'll do the remote control plus gyro technique that I used before. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. That looks a little weird and awesome. A new remote control. There we go. We'll just control this one, and we should be able to... Oh! Rotor locks are on. Is that going to work? Oh, that works. Little too well. New gyroscope. Just going to hit the right arrow a couple of times. There we go. Now, oh. Okay, I did one really dumb thing here. Let's go fix this. That's not where we want it. That doesn't help. That allows me to... It has to be actually connected on this side of the rotor to be able to go up and down. Silly me. Alright, let's try this again. And once again, we need to set the power of the gyro. There we go. Nice and slow. Oh, that's a little too slow. Let's also set the rotor's braking force to be higher. There you go. That makes it stop a little faster. Okay, I got one more trick up my sleeve. Rotor, safety lock override, rotor, safety lock override. And now, once we get one of these angles correct, then we can just rotate on a single angle. And there we go. Now that thing's locked into place. And let's go see if this actually works. Okay, so we've got this new hammer. It does not want to do anything. What happens if we grind it down? And then weld it back up again. Will it do anything? Anything at all? Nothing? Maybe it just doesn't like being on a rotor. Well, I'm not going to worry about it right now. We're still actually pulling in nickel and this thing's getting bigger. and I want to work on a completely different project. A badger helmet. There has to be a better way to do this. So every time I get one of those unknown signals and I want to run out and grind it down or press the button or whatever, I have to fly over there, catch it, which sometimes can be difficult depending on the design, and press the button, and then either grind it down by hand or leave it there. And I think there's a better way. And invariably, one of the things that happens is I go flying over there, and I don't want to run into it, but I end up not slowing down in time and flying past because I've got this speed mod, right? And the speed mod allows large grids to go at 200 meters per second and small grids plus my character to go at 300 meters per second. And, you know, once you get up to 300 meters per second, stopping can be a bit of a challenge. So I'm thinking right over here, I want to build a little launch bay. I could even make that a little bit bigger if necessary, but I want to actually make a fairly small ship. Let's start building and see what it looks like. Oh, I just used up my parts. Darn it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Hello, Mr. Cube. You're going to be my new pet. You're going to just hang around here, okay? I want a small grid because on my world, that can do 300 meters a second. That's the absolute fastest. Not to mention, it doesn't need to be anything big. It just needs to be large enough to carry me, and I think I'm going to go with hydrogen for the absolute maximum acceleration. And I'm going to mainly, I'll have some directional thrusters, but mainly it's going to have one big engine at the back. All right, that should just about do it. So far what I've got is a hydrogen tank, some big forward and backward thrusters, a single left, right, up, and down, connector on the back, two small nuclear reactors on each side, some lights on the front, we've got a gyro, antennas, that kind of thing. But we're going to need something else. And so I've been thinking about this, and I'm not going to be keeping this landing gear here, but what I was thinking is if I throw a couple of landing gear on the front of this guy, if I do a couple of little bits like this, and then I put a couple of landing gear out there and there, my thought is I should be able to fly straight at one of these guys with these set to auto lock. And I don't know how fast I'll be able to hit them, but because I'm kind of afraid that if I slam into one of those too hard, we'll actually end up, you know, crashing. But with auto lock turned on, they should lock on to one of those unknown signals and maybe not cause a crash. I guess we'll have to find out the hard way. But I do want to test it out and see. But before we do that, I actually need to get some fuel into this thing. And I was thinking, I want to connect this by a connector when I'm not using it. So I do have an oxygen generator on here, but it's really more for the cockpit than it is, you know, and then for kind of emergency refill of the hydrogen tanks. Not so much for normally filling it up. I want to use the base hydrogen generators for that. Let's see, where's my closest connector? I think it might be up here. Yeah. By the way, I added a couple more banks of refineries, and it's chewing through a lot of the ore that I have. A little bit quicker. Still have a lot of ore. Where are we? Aha, this is where I want to be. Okay, so there should be a connector. 1, 2, 3 that direction. So 1, 2. Lost track. Maybe here-ish? Nope. Not quite. Here. Hooray! There we go. Okay. Let's get rid of this. Let's put a conveyor junction and then a pipe. There we go. And let's see. Is this going to fit through this tunnel up here? Ooh. Okay, first of all, let's get rid of that. Just barely. That's a little tight. I do not want to be knocking into the edges. So I'm going to make this tunnel wider. That's what I'm going to do. There we go. That should do it. Nice little launch tunnel, plenty of room. Okay, so let's see if we can get this thing all hooked up. I'm going to need a battery. Just temporarily. We'll stick it right there. It doesn't really matter. All right, let's get some uranium in these reactors. And now we shouldn't need the battery anymore. Oops. Igor. And then I brought a tiny amount of ice. I don't think it's going to be enough to get us going too far, but I really don't need to go too far. I need to get past that connector so I can build it. That's all I need to do. Yep. Perfect. Okay. Oh, perfect timing. Well, maybe not perfect timing, but good timing nonetheless. I think I want to do this kind of midway here. Do a corner. And then a connector. And then it probably would be a good idea to have a camera on here, but I don't really have a place for a camera, do I? We'll get to that later. Jeez. Okay, guess I'm connected. Park. Now, we should be very quickly... Look at that hydrogen. Yeah. All right, there we go. That didn't take long at all. I didn't even speed up that footage, by the way. that was just that fast. We have a lot of oxygen generators. All right. Where is this unknown signal? There it is. Oh, look at the acceleration on this thing. Holy cow. Whoa. Hello. That was interesting. I ran across that, you know, I wonder if that's a bug with the speed mods. Huh. Okay, so I should be able to just walk right up to this thing and connect, please. Hello. Control panel are set for auto lock. I don't know why they're not auto locking. Nyr. Come on. Why? Are these things set to not be able to like use landing gear on or something? That would be silly. I don't know how fast it's going. There! Okay, I caught it like... Okay. Well, that worked. Kind of weirdly as it passed through the landing gear, but I'm not going to complain. Let's see. Oh, I got cow gloves. Cool. Now, my thought is I should be able to then take this back with me, and we're going to make kind of a grinding center. And apparently it does not like going over 200 meters a second. Okay, where's my entrance? There it is. What? I'm on fire. Luckily Igor's here and he's fixing it, but what? That was very odd. Okay, well, we're going to come in for a landing. Can I turn around in this tunnel? Guess we're going to find out. No problem. No problem at all. And park. You know, I meant to take a blueprint before I left, and I didn't. But that's okay, because apparently we're going to be making some changes. I'm not sure why that happened. Okay, so that unknown signal is gone. That's fine. I didn't want it anyway. But I was thinking, that was much faster than going over by myself. Right up until the point that it freaked out, anyway. So we're going to have to come up with something better for snagging those things. Okay. We'll keep thinking about it. Give me some comments. Well, tell me what you think for grabbing on and that kind of thing. I like the idea of bringing it back and placing it in some sort of grinding machine. I was thinking something nearby this doorway. Maybe kind of an add-on. So I would come over and I'd drop it into a space like right here. And then hit a button or trigger a sensor or something like that. And it would just grind it in and put it into my inventory. Or not worry about it because I have crazy amounts of material. More of the engineering challenge of it. But overall, I think that's working pretty well. Even if I don't use the grabber mechanism, it's just faster for getting out there and stopping. That machine has a better stopping power than my suit. All right, well, that didn't take too long. So let's go take a look at Cobalt. The Cobalt Club and see. Okay, yeah, put my helmet back on. Eventually, this corridor here will be airtight. How are we doing down here? Oh my. Nice. Wow. Is this one still doing things? Looks like it is. Is it still grabbing material? Yeah, something's going to be grabbing down here. Because that little stick is still there. But other than that, we're getting there. Okay. I don't think this one's still doing anything. Let's see. Mining nanites, possible targets 0. So that's clearly not doing a thing. Okay. I wish this little machine would work. Now let's do this. That looks like it might be aiming about the right spot. Nickel only, please. Okay, it's saying that it does not detect nickel within range. I'm sorry. You do. You should. You should detect nickel. There is no reason that you should not be able to detect nickel. It's right there in front of you. You know, what I used to do, like back in season 1, I think, is I would actually set up, I would actually put in like a battery or something. Let's see, we'll throw in a battery. And a new hole. Like this. Repair beacon. And that's all I would do. Just that right there, and it would work. Hey, look at that. It's working. Okay. Nickel only, please. Oh, it's all it sees anyway. Okay. Now it's working. It's doing its thing. I don't know what's going on with the other stuff. Not going to complain. All right. We're going to have some... we're going to have an empty asteroid here pretty soon. So I'm thinking it's time we start putting in some walls. You know, after looking at the size that this actually is in here, I realized that using the, what was it, 2x2 projection that I had before really wasn't as good of an idea as I thought. So I'm using the 3x15 floor spectator mode. Let's see. Lights. There we go. So I think we're going to put this first one right here. We'll have to remove a couple of pieces. That's okay. Oh, okay. Maybe 3x15 is a little big. Yeah, we'll have to remove a few more. Maybe I should make myself more of a 5x5 or something. I don't mind grinding off more than, you know, anything that sticks out. Asteroid Igors. Projection. Do a thing. Oh, I heard that. What got built? Oh, out here. Yep. Where it's connected. You know, honestly, as I'm sitting here thinking about what's this going to look like when it's done, and I kind of like some of these like stripes running up into the wall like that, and then over here, like down here, I think is going to be where the floor is, and so we're not going to really have. We're not going to have to worry about some of this stuff. And maybe I'll leave a chunk of the nickel out here. And the nickel actually kind of goes well with the cobalt, just color-wise. I think. I don't know. Especially if you're talking nightclub kind of concept. So I think what I'm going to do is stop the mining and leave it as is and work with what I've got. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So if this is going to be the middle of the room, I don't think we really want the stairs sticking out into it. So let's do something a little different. Oh, unknown signal. And you know what? We're actually running low on time. So I'm going to go try out my unknown signal grabber one more time. I don't have landing gear on it right now. That's okay. We'll just fly out there really fast with it. Go. Wow. Yeah, there's definitely some kind of bug in the physics engine on this. Or if you go over 200-ish, It just kind of freaks out. Boy, that is definitely faster than flying, like with my jetpack. Ooh, a rainbow welder. Okay. I hate just leaving it there, but I think they automatically get deleted. Don't they? Hmm. That worked out really well. Wow, okay. I mean, other than the weird physicsy thing and the fact that I really probably should put a camera on the back, and we need to figure out a way to grab a hold of those guys and bring them in. We'll figure something out, but we're not going to do it this episode because we have run out of time. I think we got a lot done. Ugh. I'm going to get rid of all my sensors. Manual doors work better. Oh, but there was one more thing I wanted to do. And it'll work. It'll be so quick. Okay, one last thing. I noticed, or I was thinking about this right here, where I have this draining and waiting to drain. And I've got these timers, and you can see that it says waiting to drain because it's yellow. Well, I realized if I jump into the timer blocks themselves, so TB Igor drain, so this is this is effectively waiting to drain, right? So when it triggers, it will be draining. If we go into setup actions and we find the panel, let's see, text panel, wait to drain, and we turn this one off. So when this triggers, it'll be draining. So we want this one off, and we want this one on, and then we go to the other one and do the opposite. Wait to drain would be on, and draining would be off. Then in theory, the only, yeah, so it says it's, no, it's backward. So it's draining for 10 seconds. There we go. Now it works. Okay. So now we'll be able to see from across the room whether it's waiting to drain or draining. Cool, huh? Ha. Love it. All right, I think we got enough done today. We've gotten, oh, wow, yeah, we worked on a lot of different things, didn't we? Did we? I don't even know anymore. Not thinking about it. I hope you enjoyed this episode because I did, right? And if we all enjoy it, then everything is good. So if you did enjoy it, hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't, go ahead and hit the thumbs down button. I'm okay with that, but let me know why you don't like it, because I always want to do the best I can for you guys. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, and hit that alarm bell because, you know, then you'll actually know about the more stuff and the things and the whatnots. And I guess that's all. So I'll see you next time on Epitech. Wandering in circles for no reason. That's what I do. That's what I do. Wandering in circles for no reason. 'Cause I can't think of what I'm doing. Okay.